So this will be a very quick video, but I wanted to talk about it because it kind of made rounds a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to talk about Mavs Phenomenal and this one fan, or not even a fan, this probably organizer who felt that their pricing was a little bit out of bounds, for the lack of a better term. Let's talk about it. So, a couple of weeks ago, this person put out saying that ito pala yung pricing ni Mavs Phenomenal, ang mahal naman, which is about 180 to 200,000 pesos. I can't remember. I'm going to put the graphics here for you guys with an email also. Now, here's the thing. I don't get a lot of things. I was listening to this podcast by Mike Reyes, and he touched on a lot of really cool points. And it actually boils down to a couple of things for me. Number one, what was the point of putting it out there? That's their price, okay? If you go to Rustans, for example, for people who are familiar with going to the mall in general, if you see a product and you see the price and you don't like it, what do? You move on to the next product that you possibly can afford. You don't go on Facebook, post it online, and say, oh my God, it's so expensive. Because you'll probably get the reaction that a lot of basketball fans like me are going to have, where, then don't buy it. What are you doing? If it's too expensive for you, don't buy it, move on to something else. I think that's like a general understanding of what, as a consumer, when you're looking to buy a thing or a service, that if it's too expensive, you don't buy it. That's probably common and basic human logic, to be honest with you. Which is why I found it so ridiculous that this person said, oh, ang mahal naman. Let's talk about mahal naman, number two. Now, when you're, as a person who's familiar with Panalay Leagues, Ligang Labas, having been a team owner myself and a team manager, one thing I can say is that it's not that expensive, being honest with you. It's not that expensive. I'm actually also wondering how much Coach Mav takes out of that particular price, and then how much he gives to his players. Because he's looking to pay a roster of about 10 to 12 guys, I believe. Let's say there's 10 guys in general for him to rotate 5 guys in and out. Again, that's still not enough. You gotta remember that he's also paying for the lodging, their travel, there's a camera crew that's involved, there's a lot of other, there's a halftime show with a kid, I can't remember his name. So what are we talking about when it's expensive? You're paying for all of that. You're paying for these guys to show up. You're paying for the YouTube recognition. You're paying for the media coverage that comes with, being on the Mavs Phenomenal channel, which is absolutely amazing. So again, it is not that expensive. So it boils back to my initial point. What was the point of you doing this? You think Mavs Phenomenal is gonna price down? No, they offered, number 3, a very unique service, which again, I listened to this Mike Reyes podcast, was absolutely on point. They offer a unique service that nobody else in the country offers. And they can have that price. And it's absolutely fine. It's okay. If you can't afford it, number 1, don't buy it. Number 2, don't go out there and just try to damage somebody's name because you want them to price down. They're not going to do that, especially when, if you're Coach Mav, 100%. Again, there's no other act like this in the country, and people pay to see you guys. People go on your YouTube channel, hundreds and thousands of viewers every day tune into Mavs Phenomenal to watch these people play, duke it out with these local players in places like, I don't know, Ilocos, Bicol, wherever it may be. I don't understand the negative media here. This is a guy who built a channel from absolutely nothing to something, and I give Coach Mav so much credit for staying true to what he believes in, where I'm going to keep going despite the haters. I'm going to keep going despite what everybody else thinks. I'm going to keep going despite this negative attention that we're getting. We're going to keep pushing through, and eventually people are going to like what they see. As a basketball-loving country in the Philippines, they started loving it. They started adopting what the Mavs Phenomenal culture was all about. The basketball that they brought day in and day out, they started getting fans. And again, I gotta push this back. What was the point? You're just trying to damage a really good YouTube channel and a really good team that has been constructed by a guy like Coach Mav and the Mavs Phenomenal basketball team, who work day in and day out to produce the YouTube content that they do, the watchable content of that, and to show up to these games and play hard. Some of these games are pretty physical. They get roughed up, but then again, they're athletes. They understand what they came here to do, and they perform at a really high level, which a lot of people are more than willing to sacrifice or to give their time for when they watch and go on YouTube. Where I stand on this is that, number 1, I'm on the side of Coach Mav here. I don't think he has the price down at all. I think that was a little bit out of bounds where that person was saying that they were a bit too expensive. In my mind, in my experience, that's not expensive at all. It's actually fair. I mean, let's not go out of our way and say, oh, Coach. They actually have a name. They have a brand. They've built up a channel where, with the media mileage that comes with it, there's a lot of benefits that comes along with it long term as well. All right, so that's that. Follow us on YouTube, Grind Time Sports. This has been Jeff. I'll see you on the next one. We got a lot of other videos. Download, check them out. I love to hear what you guys have to say. This has been Jeff. Again, I'll see you on the next one. See you soon.